Like animals do it.
I have never seen a male dog unleash another male dog.
I have.
You have to see it. It's true.
Like I have never seen two bears,
Well, yeah, you've never seen it, but it's true. You may not have seen it, but it's still true.
Okay, now we got all kinds of stuff going on.
So you can't say it's not natural because
it's
all of nature has homosexual tendencies.
There is homosexual activity in the animal kingdom. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to have seen it, and I'm not saying that necessarily you have to make the correlation. I'm not saying you have to necessarily buy into the correlation thing, but some people do. I'm not saying you have to, but there is homosexual tendencies in the animal kingdom, and that there is.
So it's
I'm
not,
not saying you have to make the
unnatural.
connection, man. I'm not saying that means you have to believe it's okay for humans.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I know, but if you look at the anatomy of the body, you poop out of that hole.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to shove things up it.
That's beside the point.
It's unnatural. It is unnatural. That is my point.
The rest of
You're not supposed to shove things up it.
nature has it.
So like guys and girls, what is that?
Hey, go!
Straight up.
Okay,
Oh my god.
hold on. Matt, I don't know if I can recover from that the rest of the day, so just let's slow down for a second. Slow,
That is my point by it's unnatural. I
Hey,
didn't
listen.
run up the dance. I'm pretty certain. Mrs. Kester witnessed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I'm in
certain
therapy
if
for
the
it right
Pope
now.
walked in, he'd probably be angry. He'd probably be angry.
Dan's pretty wrong.
And so,
Not gonna lie.
yes, it was a fairly sexual
It was
dance.
raw.
And if you recall, me announcing, "Hey, let's leave room for the Holy Spirit," because Mrs. Lundgren came up and got all mad. So,
I didn't care.
yes.
No Holy Spirit in sight anywhere in that gym.
So the Catholic Church wouldn't approve of that either.
I didn't.
I mean, the Catholic Church wouldn't approve of that either. I'm sure if you manufactured a shirt that said, "I perform sodomy X numbers of day, X times a day," and meant it, and I'm pretty confident the church wouldn't like you either.
Right.
And in a gay marriage, or in a heterosexual marriage, there's room. Sex is a big part of the marriage, and there's room to go back and forth. Like, what I'm trying to say is, there's not just the option for sodomy. There is I'm using the word natural because I perceive it as natural, just natural sex. Whereas in a gay marriage, there really isn't. There are two men.
Or how about women? Do women get the shaft in this?
No, not really.
I just don't think we will mention
Bad
it.
choice of
I don't think we have to mention it.
Very bad choice.
Okay. I didn't mean that. Yeah, that was good. Wow. Okay, think before you speak. What I meant was, are we talking, because lesbians, it's a whole different ballgame.
It could be two lesbian women. They can't reproduce either. So the church would not see that as good either. Now, I don't think they're just targeting gay people in this video. It's an 18-minute long video. How long does it take to spell out the church's view on gays? They don't approve of gay marital relationships.
Yeah, but would they disapprove heterosexual marriage if they found out they were using condoms?
Yes,
Obviously, they wouldn't say, "We don't believe in this marriage anymore."
Because that's contraception.
They wouldn't do
The
that.
church.
They wouldn't do it.
No, it
It just wouldn't happen.
Okay, listen, no, he's saying the Catholic Church wouldn't approve of that.
Solid
Yes.
argument.
But would they
Would they do anything about it?
do anything about it?
No.
Would they say you're
They
no
would
longer
condemn
married in the
them.
eyes of
They
the
would
Catholic Church?
condemn them.
Would they say you're no longer married in the
I
eyes of the Catholic
guarantee they
Church?
wouldn't condemn it.
No. They'd be like,
I
all
mean,
right, you
we
should
don't.
stop.
Okay, hold on. The thing is, would they try to absolve that marriage? Would they say that you should not be married anymore because you're using birth control?
No, because they have the option of not using some sort of birth control, and they have the option of having kids. Now, the Catholic
But it wouldn't
Church
be
doesn't
natural
believe in
family
in
planning.
vitro fertilization either. So that takes out the two women part having kids. They only believe in having kids is if you can have it naturally.
So a
Have them
heterosexual couple that can't have kids. Can't have kids.
Can't have kids. If they're not using birth control,
And they
then
still
they're
can't
always
have-
what?
They still can't have
They
kids.
still, they just can't,
Yes,
women
but-
can't get pregnant.
Yes, but they're leaving the option open. Like in the Bible, Mary Magdalene, she couldn't have kids. She was like 50 something, and then God gave her a baby.
But I'm pretty sure God's not gonna come down and put a baby in somebody's belly anymore.
Well, you're pretty sure, but God does crazy things. But they're leaving the opportunity open. They're leaving the opportunity
that out.
But here's the thing, we have technology now that we have the ability to allow a woman.
It does say something, but there isn't something directly in the Bible that says something about, you shall not perform in vitro fertilization. But it does say something in the Bible.
Hold on.
It does say something in the Bible about homosexual relationships, and that is why it hasn't changed, because God doesn't. My view is God
That's the Old
doesn't
Testament, right?
sit there
That's the Old
and
Testament, right?
yes, it's studied Freud up there, and there is something called this. I believe that there is something called like a subconscious mind. That just because you've observed certain characteristics.
I don't know if you can make the same correlation. I get your point of saying sin, he forgives you for your sin of stealing, greater than proof of it. If I steal your wallet, which maybe I will, okay, and you got a lot of money in there, I'm hurting you. I'm harming you. You work for that, whatever. I fall in love with a woman, and falling in love with a woman, and I'm committed to her, and we're exclusive, and we don't cheat on each other, and she helps me through difficult times, and I help her through difficult times, and she makes me a better person, and I make her a better person, and we practice compassion and understanding and acceptance of people, and we volunteer our time and to make this world a better place. And who am I hurting?
Do we believe in sex before marriage?
Do we believe in sex before marriage?
Does
We as the Catholic Church?
Does the Catholic Church
yes.
believe in
No. But is
Well, who am I hurting?
but my question is
My
does
question
sex
still
before
is, who am
marriage?
I
Yes, I
hurting?
know,
Who am I
and
hurting?
I will answer it.
Okay, I want to know
Now,
who I'm hurting.
does sex before marriage hurt anybody?
Sex before marriage. It could hurt anybody. Well,
There,
see,
there are
you got-
always going to be ways you can hurt somebody, and if you go through life thinking that, you're going to be paranoid. But if you
But that person is getting into a relationship with me. It's consensual. You know when you get in a relationship with somebody, it might end. You might not live forever and ever. So my heart's gonna be broken. But I got into that
no,
relationship.
but
and I
that
had a
I'm not
chance.
talking about heartbreak because she left you.
So who am I hurting then?
You're not hurting anybody. But my point is there are other there are other rules according to the church that you shouldn't be doing that you're not hurting anybody either. Because God in the Bible and through other means has said that.
But those are rules of the church, not rules.
So the church thinks it's a sin to be gay. Okay.
No, the
So-
church does not think it's a sin to be gay.
Okay, so then
Should
you
you
go to
have sex?
confession and say, "Hey, I'm gay," and then the chief priest is like, "All right," and then you keep.
No, Anna. The church for the 50th time, the church
no.
does not think it's a sin to be gay.
You just can't have gay love.
Yes.
You just can't. And what if?
Kelly?
Well, first, I think, like, Matt, I, respect you that you're standing up for what you believe and, respect that a whole woman can do. So I just want to, give you kudos even though you're going against me. I still think it's, cool that you do that. But I think unless you have had a really deep, married, unless you've been, okay, did you choose to be heterosexual or were you born that way?
I was born that way.
So that would be the same thing with homosexuals.
Because
When a woman is pregnant with a male fetus, her body recognizes it as being something foreign, different, not like her own. So what happens is the female will send